AlanCoxShow.com. Thank you today, back in our video department, to Byron Huckham. Byron Huckham is there. Your Cavaliers are off tonight, but they will be back at home tomorrow night to play the San Antonio Tim Duncan and the Spurs against the David Robinson and the Spurs.
Even more no.
Who was the Tony Parker and the Spurs?
No.
That's all I got. Manu Ginobili, is he still?
He's done.
Ah, God. Frick it.
Gosh, frick it.
Gosh, frick it.
Dad gummit. Burn it. Anyway, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock is tip-off. Spurs, Cavaliers on your FM home for Cleveland Cavalier basketball. WMMS, so 6:30 is when that pregame will happen. The Cavaliers are still killing it. Spurs are not having a great season. But it's because they don't have David Robinson or Tim Duncan anymore. But that's on them. Cavs are doing very, very well.
They have DeJounte Murray, and he just got named as one of the replacement
The Cavs
players.
or the Spurs?
The Spurs, but the Cavs might make a play for him. We'll see.
All right.
Bunch of trades today in the NBA.
Tristan Thompson, you said.
Yeah, he got traded to the Indiana Pacers, so now...
This poor guy.
Indianapolis gets a little taste of Chloe.
Yeah. This guy just wants to go to a major market. He just wants... He's got this girl. I know Chloe's not his girl, but she's part of the equation, and... He's breathing down his neck, probably. And this guy's in Cleveland, and he's in Sacramento. No, he's in Indianapolis. Oh, God.
I really don't think Chloe is breathing down his neck. I really don't.
Well, they got
think...
kids.
But that doesn't mean you're breathing down someone's neck.
I'm just saying, it is part of the equation if you've got kids. If it's just the two of them, she wouldn't give a rat's ass, but you got kids. When are you going to see your kids? You see your kids, you know.
But Chloe...
And he's adding to the kid list every day, seemingly, so.
Chloe probably doesn't even care about... I mean, she probably wants a dad for True... But it's not like she needs his money. She doesn't. And it's not like that she needs to have the baby get attention from the father because she doesn't. She is surrounded.
Why wouldn't she want her kid to be around her? Yeah, he's coming at it from the prism of a kid with no dad.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying potentially it's not that important. Any dad who's trying to do it the right thing would want to be around his kid.
But he doesn't want to do the right thing. He got Chloe.
I don't know anything about him.
He got with Chloe when he was with his others. Baby's mom. Like he was having a kid.
That doesn't mean he doesn't care about the kids. That means he just likes to put it in things.
Some dads view child support as me taking care of my kid. Like
taking care of your kid.
I thought he was actually pretty active in the kids' lives, though.
He could. It could be just for show. I just don't know how you act the way you do and then have no regard for what you're doing to the kid when she's old enough to look on the internet and see daddy cheating on
that's
mommy.
A long way away.
Yeah.
Listen, that's a long way away. You got to hope that when your kids get older, they don't need too much therapy.
Well, North is well on her way.
Well, that's a whole other ball of wax. I'm talking about Tristan Thompson.
Okay.
But yeah. So anyway, tomorrow night, Cavs, Spurs here at home. My Bulls have been leapfrogged by the Bucks and Heat, so I'm none too pleased about that. But there's also nothing. All I can do is be a booster, like Poundcake is for the Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. I can only be a booster and wear my Bulls hat as often as possible. But then again, I have to make that decision. Is today a day where I'm going to cover up this hair? And increasingly, Mary,
that answer's never yes.
No. Listen, the Wizards of Washington, D.C. have a little problem on their hands. Because one of their assistant coaches almost tried to choke a heckler. Now, I think that if you are an assistant coach, you should be given a bit more latitude. You're not in there actively really doing much from game to game. Head coach is doing the bulk of the heavy lifting. But a guy named Mike Batiste, Wizards got blown out by the Heat. This is the other night. 121-97. It was a bloodbath. But there were a lot of hecklers out there. You know, these guys all have to contend with hecklers now. Whether it's the players, whether it's coaches, whatever. And people go, well, they make all this money. They should be able to handle it. They do handle it. If these guys couldn't handle it, the whole team would be up punching the piss out of fans up in the stands every single game. But it's still, you're at their job. You're going to their job. Imagine if you were at work and there were people like outside your office screaming about something you didn't like. You're at their job. And Mike Batiste, he'd had enough, boy. And they showed him climbing into the stands. A meta world peace type situation. It didn't get to that point. But one of the players had to pull him back, walk him into the tunnel. That's what puts you on the right side of your team, by the way. If you're a coach and you're willing to go up, potentially get fined because you're going to punch a fan, and the players have to hold you back, they're like, this guy's one of us.
Each player should get to punch one heckler per year.
Per year?
Mm-hmm.
It would really reduce the amount of hecklers there were, yeah.
Big time. If they're like, you're in the finals and you haven't punched anybody yet.
You mean with no repercussions?
No repercussions.
Yeah,
you get to punch one heckler per year, each person. And you don't have
That's
to
literally
use it.
punching down, though. I mean, some guy who paid $20 to go to a basketball game and can't keep his mouth shut.
Ain't nobody that paid $20 to go to a basketball game getting that close. These are guys that are usually courtside that are saying this stuff. And they pay a lot of money.
This says he had to climb up into the stands. That's not courtside.
Yeah, but
you're going up a few rows.
But you're still up a few
He's
rows.
not up in the $20 section.
The 20.
Yeah.
He's not in Loudville.
He doesn't have a ladder.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
Listen, all I see are people walking around with, if you go to a game with your friends and you're the one holding the D, the letter D.
I always say.
If you're the one holding the D and your friend is the one holding the fence, that's a little more pointy. Mm-hmm. He's potentially got a weapon there. What are you going to do with the D? Nothing.
I can think of a few things.
Yeah! Wes Unseld Jr., of course, is the Wizards' head coach. You know who his dad is?
Wes Anderson, Sr.
Wes Unseld Sr. Yes, that's his dad. So anyway, I would love to. I don't know who LT Flickerstick's assistant coach is here in Cleveland, but who's the assistant coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Oh, I don't know the assistant coaches' names.
You don't know the assistant coaches' names? These are the people who need some love because nobody knows who they are. Sidney Lowe. Sidney Lowe.
That sounds familiar.
Is an assistant coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, these guys don't make the big bucks.
They still make a pretty good living.
I don't know about that.
They're making, if you're an assistant coach, you're making six figures.
No, you're making
Yes.
union minimum.
No.
Making 75 tops.
You're making six figures.
75
The
tops.
guys with the mops are making 75.
What guys with what mops?
Janitors.
Like the floor mops on the floor, like those guys are.
Floor mop guys are
the
making.
little.
Aren't those people who work for the venue?
Yeah, they're not actually making that
Yeah,
much.
you know
But
those.
but it's like one
you know
of those
those highly
things-
paid venue workers.
No, there are people that have jobs that are, when you get an entry level position with a team on a coaching staff, they still pay really well. Because I think there's stories about guys that get a job as like some sort of assistant in the NFL, and they're like they work their way up from like towel administrator,
dude.
and it's paying $100,000 a year.
$100,000.
Wait.
Yeah.
Towel administrator?
I made that one up. I can't
you
think of
did?
it. Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
come on.
I did. It's just like Goop Juice, which actually kind of go together.
NBA assistant coach salaries range from $100,000 to over $1 million, depending on coaching experience.
Wow. So if you have a lot of experience, boy,
Yeah, you can make some
you
money.
could be making some serious money, and you don't have to do anything.
I imagine you have to do something.
You got to do something, but you're
You
not
gotta
on the
try and
hook.
fight a
You're
fan.
not on the hook for if the team has a losing season, they don't fire the assistant coach.
Yeah.
You get bumped up.
No, I mean.
Yes, that's how
All right,
Bickerstaff
wait
got
a
the
second.
gig.
Wait a second.
No, it's not.
He was Beeline's assistant.
That's like a very rare occasion.
Well, that's how he got the gig, though.
Right, but I'm
Most
saying,
of the
like,
time, they go right to
no,
the assistant.
They don't.
Yes,
They- just for like
Interim.
an interim. But I don't even think he was the interim guy. That was a different guy that was the interim guy. Or no, that was the year before.
Yeah,
Because we've gone through a lot of coaches.
Yeah.
Because there was Beeline, but like there's a lot of times.
Ty Lue, there were a bunch of guys,
Ty Lue. There was the guy that I can't remember the guy that was the interim coach after Ty Lue. But a lot of times they'll do the interim guy, but then they'll bring somebody else in. So you'll get that interim title, but that doesn't necessarily mean you become the guy.
No, I understand that. But you're probably in the pole position for it. I mean, if they look at this guy and they go,
It
all
depends
right,
on how you
want
do.
Yeah. Because what are they? Basketball's no different than any other business where they'll get the number 2 guy and go, well, we're going to put you in there, see what happens. But, you'll get some new business card. You'll get paid with a new title.
Cavs was Larry Drew took over for Ty Lue.
There you go.
And
So it was Lou, Drew,
Yeah. And then
Flicker
Beeline,
Stick, Beeline, Flicker Stick.
and then Bickerstaff.
Alan, what did it sound like when that coach was choking that fan?
I couldn't get that sound out of my head yesterday.
I know, right? Yeah. It sounded like a Finnish willow grouse. I think is the point you're trying to make. Hey, I got some money here for you. It's $1,000. It's a chance for you to go fund to yourself. So listen closely for this keyword and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword HOPE at WMMS.com. That's HOPE. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
I couldn't help think of one Mary Santora after we were having a conversation on yesterday's show, as we often do anytime we'll talk about gambling or people who just can't get it together in that way. Mary is kind of our resident expert on that, as she is a dirty, filthy, godless gambler.
Oh, just a heathen.
And so I was reading about this nun who has to go to jail for a year because she embezzled from her church to go gambling.
Good for her.
A California nun and a retired principal who embezzled $835,000 in donations, tuition, and fees from a Catholic elementary school.
Ooh.
Little kids.
Oh, that's not the church then. That's the school she's stealing from.
Well, she's a nun. Catholic schools are attached to churches.
Right.
It's all the same pot.
There's a difference between stealing from a school and stealing from a church. Those are two different things.
But it's all the same pot is what I'm saying.
Technically.
The money that goes to Catholic churches helps fund Catholic schools. I mean, there's tuition and there's other things, but it's not like a public school where it's funded by the state.
If she steals this money, do they not get markers and stuff?
I don't know about that.
So that's like what's in my head. That's
What do you mean
stealing from-
markers?
like supplies that children get at school.
Oh, I thought you meant like a gambling
Books.
marker.
Oh, no. No.
I was like, I think you're misunderstanding what's...
No.
No, I don't think that's the case because, parents are still paying tuition.
Right. That's what I mean.
I paid tuition for my older son. My parents paid tuition for us. I went K through 12.
But if you steal from a church, you're stealing from...
Well, Mary, what you're
Where
doing
does
is
that
you're
money go?
stealing from the Lord.
You're still stealing.
Is what
It's
you're
all
doing.
still
Of course,
stealing.
it's all stealing. That's right. I have sinned. I have broken the law, and I have no excuses, said Sister Mary Margaret Kreuper, 80 years old.
Dude, old ladies love slot machines.
They're bored. This is the problem, too. We have this massive divide now, and it's probably not confined to the United States, but we live here, and that's what I see. We have a massive divide now between people who have no time at all and people who have tons of time on their hands. And I don't even mean 80-year-olds. When you get up there, you're retired, you're not doing much, you're looking for ways to fill up your day. I mean like regular people walking around who have nothing but free time. Kind of envious. Nothing but free time.
You mean like, I don't know, someone who would sleep until 11 or noon every day?
Listen, the way I see it, I personally always feel like sleeping is wasted time, but I know it's not.
It's not.
It's very
You need your
constructive.
rest.
I know, I get it.
Get your beauty sleep.
I'm profoundly sorry for the suffering I've caused so many people. She had faced 40 years in federal prison, by the way, and they gave her 1. That's a pretty good return on investment, actually.
She's a nun. They're probably like, no big deal, slap on the wrist, apologize.
She'd racked up a bunch of gambling debts and stole money.
They should have just broke her legs.
They might have. The mom might have.
Yeah, her thumbs.
Yeah. Give
Like
her the
Kelvin,
old, give her the old Eli.
There you go. Yeah, Calvin Gemstone. So she had to fund her gambling habit, and she pled guilty. She was the principal of St. James Catholic School in Torrance, California. That's no mess down there, boy. So she was there for a long, long time. She diverted tuition fees into a separate account.
Man,
diverted donations.
Okay, she's bad.
She should be doing more than a year. Make an example out of her.
Racked up a lot of debts in Vegas casinos, she said. Or expenses, rather.
Oh, so
And,
she wasn't just gambling. She was living a double life where she was
Well, yeah.
going to expensive dinners and probably buying
Hotel
expensive bags and
rooms and-
hotels. Yeah.
What happened to that vow of poverty, sister? Well, listen, she becomes a nun at 18, because back then they were like, you're never going to get a man. Get thee to a nunnery. And so they go in there, whatever they did back then. Now she's 80. There's no way to know what the math is on that. If you're
That's a
80 and you've been a
wasted
nun
life.
since you're 18, there's no way to know how long she's been a nun, right?
A long time.
But
At least probably 5 or 10 years.
A couple of decades, I think, is what the official charges said. There was another nun that was initially implicated, but they said she didn't have anything to do with it.
Does she also have to go to confession?
Yeah, for the rest of her natural life, every 10 minutes.
How many
Yeah.
Hail Marys is that when you're
That's
embezzling
right.
from the church?
832,000.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I've had impure thoughts, and I embezzled $835,000 from St. James Catholic School. At a school fundraiser, one parent noticed, I guess just this came up in the testimony or whatever. At a school fundraiser, one parent noticed that the nun was a hell of a poker player. So her
Bad
tell,
giveaway.
talk about bad tell. Her tell was
She
that
was
she was
too
really,
skilled
really
to be
too
a nun.
skilled.
We're like, hold on a second.
Wait a second.
So
You're not supposed to know how to do this.
So it's not even that she was just doing slots. She was at the table.
She was playing tables, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
She's got the sunglasses on.
You know, with the visor.
Yeah.
Sister Moneymaker.
Yeah, so they figured that all out, and they're going to put her in jail for a year. That'll teach her a lesson. She comes out, she's 81, still spry, ready to get down,
I want 800.
steals a car, goes to Vegas.
Alan, will you give me $800,000 to go gamble with?
Let me see what I got on me. I only have $175,000 on
That'll
me
work.
right now. All right.
You can give me the rest next week.
No, that's all I can. That's all I can give you.
Oh,
Total.
ever?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
all right.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
I
all.
can make that work.
Yeah. Less what it's gonna my portion of your moving expenses.
They need to make this into
Oh,
a
yeah,
movie.
I've been calling around about that.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Have you been calling moving companies?
I have called 3.
Or just random people?
Oh, just friends.
Hmm.
I've called 3 friends. I say, hey, what do you know about boxes? And they're like, what? And I'm like, I gotta move, and
need the
you
big
seem,
ones.
you seem like a guy who has his cardboard on lock, you know. And so,
Hey, what's up, Mary?
hey, I'm getting ready to move, and I just wanted to know, have you ever moved?
Yeah. I was in the kitchen 5 minutes ago, and now I'm on the couch.
How much did that cost?
Just 5 seconds.
Did you hire anybody to help, or
Yeah. I had a couple of young boys in here helping me do it.
helping you move from the kitchen to the couch?
Yeah.
What did?
I was a little peckish, but I'm also really tired.
Okay.
How can I help, though?
Oh, I just wanted to know if you enjoyed moving from the kitchen to the couch.
I loved it. I don't have a couch in the kitchen, and so I wanted to watch TV, and there was no TV in the kitchen either.
Where'd you find these boys to hire?
They were out front making noise. I said to come in here and move me.
You implored small children to come into your home?
I didn't employ them. I applied them with snacks.
Okay. Well, do you think that they could help me move my apartment into a house?
I mean, they're a little indisposed at the moment, but I could send them right over there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But now, one is 5 and one is 3. Is that going to be a problem?
Can they walk?
Oh, barely.
Okay,
yes.
then yeah,
but
we're
they can
good.
They can move the frick out of your apartment.
That's all I need.
I'll send them right over. Okay.
So what has been the response on these moving companies?
Almost no one moves on Sundays
Yeah. Why do you need to move on a Sunday?
because I'm out of town every weekend until April 1st when my lease is up.
Ah.
So every Saturday I'm out of town. So I have to figure something out. So
I mean,
nobody-
there are places that will move you on a Sunday.
Well, so like I said, I've looked things up online. I've only actually called and gotten quotes from 3 places. But when I told you, I came in the other day and I told you, I was like, dude, moving is expensive. Like it
Yeah.
starts at like $600.
I know.
Is like low end for movers. And I was
That's
like,
why when Bill first came to us and was like, hey, our gift to Mary is going to be her moving expenses, I'm like, you know that's expensive, right?
yeah. The one place was like, they had a lot of really good reviews and people recommended them, but they were like, yeah, if you want to do it on a Saturday, starts at 2 hours minimum, and then it's every 15 minutes they charge you more, and it starts at $850. And I was
And
like,
they take their
"Yeah,
time.
I'm sure that they do.
Even
yeah.
if it's a company that's reputable, or if they're getting paid by the hour, there's a lot of tripping. There's a lot of, hey, I don't know if I can get this couch around
my
this
shoes
corner. Oh,
untied
my
again.
goodness.
Oh, I do have
Oh.
to pee real quick.
Really quickly, and I don't want to pee on this brand new concrete colored couch.
This
It's
also
a
counts as
couch-colored couch.
if you guys ever get married, this counts as your wedding gift too.
From all of you?
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
I'll get you something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're pricing all that out, and we're looking at the last week of March. And yeah, we've slowly been taking things over to his house. Like every time he comes over, he'll leave with like a box of stuff to take to his place. So it's
We'll
we're
just
in the
do that
process.
to the point where you'll just need like a pickup truck.
Like a couch. I'd take a cushion every time we go over there, and you just have to take the couch.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we'll just buy you bungee cords, and you can strap the couch to the hood.
to the top of my
To the
Kia.
top of,
Yeah.
that's on you. That's not the couch's fault.
Right.
Yeah. Your boyfriend drives a garbage truck. Have
We
him, have
put
him
it in the garbage truck.
sign one out, requisition a truck, and then put the couch, like get a clean one.
I was gonna say.
And put the couch in the back.
They probably have tarps.
Yeah. Just throw everything in the garbage truck.
And
Why
don't-
are we overlooking the most obvious solution?
And don't
throw
hit that
everything in the
button that crunches everything down.
Yeah,
Make sure
and then-
that's
The compactor?
important. Yeah.
Don't hit the compactor button.
Yeah.
But he's a professional. He's not going to do
He
that.
knows what he's doing.
Yes, he knows.
He can parallel park that thing.
This is why are you overlooking the most obvious solution?
I don't know, guys. I just started Googling movers near me, and I completely forgot.
Start Googling garbage trucks.
Hey, babe. You think?
Hey, I've had an amazing, actually,
You guys got a clean
credit
one.
due. Alan had an amazing idea, all right? Couch in the garbage truck over to your house.
I was cooking dinner last night. I was making stir fry for us, and he comes in, and I'm in the kitchen, and he looks at me all weird. I was like, "What?" He goes, "I heard that you're breaking up with me today on Reddit." I was like, "No."
He heard on Reddit?
He was listening to the segment.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was like, I was like, "No, on Reddit, you're gonna leave me," and everybody's very excited about it. And he goes, "Oh yeah, and that's before our move-in date, right?" I was like, "Ideally, that would be what would make everyone the most happy."
Everybody make the most happy, yes. This guy,
mean,
of course, you know
The
Mary.
drama's better if you guys move in and then break up a week
Obviously.
later. Then you don't have a place to live. You have to move back in.
I
with
have no
Your
dishes.
sister.
I sold them all.
Yeah. Or you have to move in with Poundcake. Oh, that's funny.
Sleeping on a garbage-scented couch.
It's just wet from the garbage juice.
Yeah, you throw some Febreze on it, you'll be fine.
Jeez. Have you gone nose blind to your garbage truck? I've got to take a break. Listen, if you want to get a text for anything, 35192 to get me there. You can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.